Hi, it's Ra, Rishi Kavi Raghudas, here to give the astrological forecast for Tuesday, August 11th, 2026. It's the day before the big solar eclipse at 20 degrees of Leo, and the day before an eclipse is always very tense, very volatile, so you want to take it very easy today. And you want to know how busy it is astrologically today? Look at all of this. Remember those big gaps where the moon was floating, not making any aspects? Well, they're making them all here today, and it's a very busy day astrologically, so easy does it today. First thing that happens, of course, the sun is at 18, moving to 19 degrees of Leo, grand and glorious fire sign Leo, always in the gold for that. Mars, the planet of energy and often conflict, changes signs, moving from air sign Gemini into water sign Cancer, 1:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 4:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 9:30 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Mars isn't very comfortable in Cancer. It can be a little crabby, so we're in for one of these ultra-sensitive kind of months here. Now, the moon moves from Cancer into Leo, making this the dark of the moon, a time to finish up old things, especially before an eclipse, and just, prepare yourself inwardly. 1:38 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time is when that happens. 4:38 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 9:38 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. It makes a hard squared 90-degree angle to Chiron, called the wounded healer. It's the middle of the night, so whatever issues come up, you don't really have to worry about. But then in the morning, the moon conjoins Mercury, the planet of communication, at 3 degrees of Leo, 6:41 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 9:41 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 2:41 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Your mind is going a mile a minute. A couple of hours later, the moon at 4 degrees of Leo makes a direct opposition to Pluto, the planet of personal power. Not a lot of fun. Be careful not to get into power issues with people. If you're on the road, be careful. 8:04 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time is when that's exact. 11:04 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 4:04 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Shortly after that, the moon does make a nice flowing trine from 4 Leo to Neptune, the planet of dreams and visions, creativity and spirituality at 4 degrees of Aries. That's nice and meditative. Great, you get to calm down shortly after that. Okay, then the moon at 5 degrees of Leo makes a harmonious 60-degree sextile to Venus, the planet of love and affection, at 5 degrees of its home sign of Libra. That's nice and sweet. This is the best aspect of the day so far. 9:36 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 12:36 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 5:36 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And an hour later, the moon, still at 5 degrees of Leo, makes another sextile. This one is to Uranus, the planet of sudden change, at 5 degrees of Gemini. So it's a do something different kind of a day, especially with this kind of energy. 10:28 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 1:28 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 6:28 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And then there are no aspects for, about 7 hours or so until the moon conjoins Jupiter at 9 degrees of Leo. That's the best aspect of the day. Nice, loving, optimistic. 5:01 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 8:01 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 1:01 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And then in the evening, Mercury, the planet of communication, at 4 degrees of Leo, makes an opposition to Pluto and a trine to Neptune. Tricky business in terms of, how you are thinking. Then finally, Venus, the planet of love and affection, makes a harmonious trine during the late hours tonight to Uranus, which is kind of an anything can happen in terms of your love life. So after all of this drama today, you might get rewarded. 8:46 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time is when that's exact. 11:46 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 4:46 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. What a day. Day before the eclipse. Just be cool today. I'm Ra, Rishi Kavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, you can book it on my website. Please do. starpresence.net. Remember, from the very moment that you're born, you've got star presence. Enjoy today. It's quite a ride, no matter what.